Car advertising, it needs to come off more honest. I mean, consumers today are a little bit smarter than they might have been 20 years ago in the tactics that advertisers use. And all of these bait and switch type things, even if they're not bait and switch, they come across that way. Talking about special deals and being able to get any up to $10,000 on any used car you can bring in is not, consumers know that there is a hook to that.
What would get me to buy a car right now is a car that would get 50 miles a gallon, either on compressed natural gas or as a hybrid, and that would actually cost about $15,000. So I guess I'm living in a dream world, but hey, one can dream, can't one?
The annoying ads are always the most effective with the Dino and the, there's this one ad with a harmonic of horns in the background of it, and it's, although very distressing to hear, I think an effective ad because it sticks out. You know, you can say any advertisement is good advertisement, and I guess bad publicity is good publicity, so it's kind of just whatever pops out the most at me is, I think, the most effective.
It is a good thing for car dealerships to talk about their gas mileage. It's very important for a person, I think anybody really, with the gas prices spiking up about 60 cents yesterday, 70 cents. It would be very, very important, and to stress that in every kind of advertising that you do. And also another thing is I don't appreciate when you see advertisements and you know that there's more, it can't be that good. Just be more upfront with what, like the financing and stuff like that. Just don't try to hide things. I think it is a deterrent to me to have advertisement where they're not upfront, and it makes it seem like, come on now. You know that's not true.
The price of it is really, really important to people, and that you're not going to get gypped, 2 months down the line with the interest that goes up. So the interest rate is really important, and one of the things that I found with shopping around for a car is that no one wants to give you anything if you have some past credit history, maybe that was 4 years ago, 2 years ago. It's like you have to have a really clean slate.
I think a lot of the commercials insult my intelligence, and especially there's some of them are so obnoxious that they just irritate and insult my intelligence. And I know that you can't get $10,000 off a car that doesn't run, so I just think they ought to be more honest about what they're really selling the car for, and not try to have all the come-ons and just to get you in the store.
I just can't stand that yelling and screaming.
I think it's a little out of control, personally. I know it's all over the TV, on the radio. You're at work, you're listening to the radio, and all of a sudden it's just blaring at you, and makes you just want to turn the radio off.
Some of the advertising, they advertise some different pricing that you can't get once you get to the car lot, especially financing with interest and terms, and those are things that you usually see that get you. It's a lead-in that brings you into their showroom, but yet when you read the fine print, you really don't end up with that interest. You end up with a lot of charges that they just don't mention, which brings the APR up, the rate up. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you see.
I think it needs to be believable. It needs to be realistic. Don't give me a bunch of gimmick that turns me off. I'm probably not going to buy a car from you if you're telling me I'm going to get free gas, no money down. There was a recent catastrophe with one dealership. I won't mention the name. Where what he was saying, it was too good to be true, and it wasn't true. And and consumers eventually found that out the hard way. And you know what? He's not in business anymore. So I think that consumers are going to reward the advertisers who continually offer believable, credible messages. They have good customer service. They stand behind their product, and they're honest. And I don't think no one's really looking for free gas for a year or free lunch, or 0% down necessarily. What they're looking for they're looking for someone they can do business with, they can trust, and that are dependable, and that, when something goes wrong with your car, they're going to stand behind it.
Basically, at least the local advertising I see is very off-putting. It's loud, it's screechy, it's, one more little girl screaming about something, but it's so off-putting that I really don't connect what dealer is advertising what, because immediately I just kind of blank it out. It's just somebody else screaming at you.
If they had an ad say, okay, this car is good on gas, easy to purchase, and easy to make, a little profit on or get a good trade in on, yeah, I'll jump on that right away.
Any advertising that has yelling on it, I'm going to turn you off. I have no desire to listen to somebody yelling at me that that car is awesome. Just bring up the car, tell me how much it is, tell me what your deal is, and then move the car out and bring up another one. As far as interest on cars, y'all say no interest for 3 years or whatever amount of time. And what happens, I have heard, is that the interest compounds and it compounds and it compounds. And you think you're going to be paying $3,000 interest in 3 years, and it ends up being $9,000 or $10,000. So tell the truth. Just be totally honest in your advertising, whether it's paper advertising or TV advertising. Thank you.